Namaste, dear soul family. Welcome to the eSpirit World channel. Ever have one of those days where you feel completely wiped out, but you have no idea why? You might be dealing with energy vampires, the people in your life who, often without even realizing it, are draining you dry. In this video, we are going to shine a light on who they are and how you can finally get your energy back. What is an energy vampire? First off, an energy vampire isn't some creature from a horror movie. It's a popular term for a person who emotionally drains the people around them. It's not an official clinical diagnosis, but it's a powerful way to describe a very real experience. These individuals feed on your willingness to listen and care, often leaving you feeling stressed, exhausted, and overwhelmed. The tricky part is, they can be anyone, a relative, a coworker, or even a close friend. They tend to demand a ton of your attention and support but don't give much back in return. The result? You're left running on empty while they walk away recharged. The first step to protecting your peace is figuring out how to spot them. The common types of energy vampires. Energy vampires show up in a few classic ways. See if any of these feel a little too familiar. First up, there's the victim. This person seems to live under a personal rain cloud. Their life is just one long string of problems, and they make sure you hear about every single one. They drain you by pulling you into their world of woe, looking for endless sympathy. But you might notice they never actually take any advice or try to change their situation. They aren't looking for solutions, they're looking for an audience to soak up their negativity. Then, we have the narcissist. For them, the entire world is a stage and they are the star. They need your constant praise and attention to keep their ego afloat. These individuals will dominate conversations, always steering the topic back to themselves. They often lack real empathy and might even put others down just to feel a little bigger. A narcissist can make you feel like the most important person one minute and completely invisible the next, leaving you confused and full of self-doubt. They're masters at dodging responsibility and blaming everyone else when things go south. And finally, there's the manipulator. This type can be much harder to spot. They use guilt, passive aggression, or emotional blackmail to get you to do what they want. They might hit you with lines like, "If you were a real friend, you would." Or twist your own words around to make it seem like you're the problem. Dealing with a manipulator is exhausting because you're constantly walking on eggshells, trying to decode their hidden motives and avoid their emotional traps. How to protect your energy and break free? Okay, so spotting them is half the battle. The other half is taking your power back. This isn't about being confrontational or unkind, it's about valuing your own well-being. Here are 3 things you can start doing today. Your most powerful tool is setting clear boundaries. Energy vampires thrive where there are no boundaries. It's up to you to draw the line. This could mean limiting how much time you spend with them or learning to say no without feeling guilty. If the victim calls for the 10th time this week, you can say, "I've only got 5 minutes to chat." You're not being rude, you're being protective of your own time and energy. Second, you have to maintain some emotional distance. This is key when you can't just avoid the person, like a coworker or a family member. Don't let yourself get sucked into their vortex of drama. You can be a polite listener without becoming an emotional dumping ground. Try to steer conversations toward neutral ground or just refuse to engage when they start spiraling. Always remember, Their crisis is not your emergency. Finally, you must prioritize radical self-care. When you're dealing with someone who drains you, your own well-being has to be your top priority. Make a real effort to recharge with activities that bring you joy and peace, whether that's going for a run, meditating, or connecting with positive, supportive people in your life. Some people also find it helpful to use visualization. Before you see a draining person, you can try picturing a protective shield of light around you. It's not magic, but this mental trick can act as a powerful reminder to keep their negativity from getting in. Here's the bottom line: you are not responsible for fixing another person's chronic negativity, ego, or drama. You are only responsible for protecting your own peace. Spotting the energy vampires in your life is the first real step toward freedom. And remember, setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's self-preservation. You have all the power you need to protect your energy and build a life that's full of people who lift you up, not pull you down. What have your experiences been with energy vampires? Share your story in the comments. It can be so validating to know you're not the only one. And if this video was helpful, please subscribe for more tips on taking back control of your life and your well-being. Thanks for watching.